SouljaGame up in it. Oh, want me play it, want me. Oh, watch me emulate some games like Superman 64. Watch me get sued. Watch me get sued. Watch me get sued. What's SouljaGame and why are they about to get sued? What's SouljaGame? Find out now, cause this is REMulous roundup. Alright, so it's your boy, and we are back with REMulous roundup, the new series on my channel where I talk about gaming stuff that's already been covered by bigger, more important, more relevant channels than me. But you still watch because, I mean, because... Moving on, we've got... I'm so sorry. We've got some interesting shit to talk about. So let's get into it. Starting off, we've got some info regarding PS5 and Xbox 2. Obviously, these things aren't like confirmed. It's just people discussing the situation of what next gen is gonna be. I think it's 9th gen, right? Because 360 was 7th gen. Yeah, 9th gen. So we've got a little article here from our favorite website from the last part, Daily Star, and it says here, PS5 games news. Big news for PS4 Xbox fans as top dev talks next frontier in gaming. We got some little mock-ups here. Oh, that controller better not look like that. That shape is off. So yeah, it says 2019 is fast approaching, yada yada yada, which means next gen is coming soon. As such, we want to know more about the next gen of gaming. It says here, Gaming Bolt had the chance to talk to 3D Realms, creators of classic shooters like Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior. I know about the first one, not the second one. And they've got an upcoming shooter called Iron Maiden. Let's check that out actually. Is it like an old school styled shooter? Like they're making like in the style of those 90s shooters? I remember I used to play those old school shooters. Well, I played like one, I forgot its name, but I don't really sound like I played it. But I swear I played it. It was a friend's laptop. He had an old laptop in school. It was like this old shooter on it. And he even had like the gun like they had in the arcades. It was like... The point is, it's like an old style shooter. Anyway, so yeah, they asked the 3D Realms team what they would like to see, and Scott Miller said, with graphics, we've reached a point of diminishing returns. But having accurate real world physics can make a game world seem far more real and open up all kinds of new gameplay possibilities. Now, we gotta take a little detour there, because I've been saying this for a while, but the biggest jump in graphics in gaming, period, it's not 2D to 3D, by the way. I wasn't gonna say that. It's 6th gen to 7th gen. I mean, from the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era to the PS3, 360 era. I'm not gonna include Wii because, come on. Look at the top of his head. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you look at graphics, like they always improved. Like 3D graphics from like the bulky N64 and the like grainy pixelated PS1 to like PS2, that was an improvement. But PS3 360, that jump from PS2 to PS3 is when games started to actually feel like they were real life. Like before, games felt like games, like a virtual world. But then you get into the PS3 era. This is the first HD generation, 7th gen. Everything started to feel like, wow, I'm actually in a real world. Everything felt like more weighty. You kill someone in a 7th gen game, you feel like, oof, better run away from the police, like I might get caught. Like you start to believe that you're in the game. When you shooting people on NES, you don't believe that shit. When you're playing Vice City on PS2, you don't believe that shit. But PS3, like, man, like the jump in graphics from 6th gen to 7th gen to this day is still the greatest. And since then, it's been diminishing returns. I mean, they've increased the textures to accommodate 1080p, 1440p, and 4K. But aside from that, I mean, there's obviously some other things, I'm generalizing, but aside from that, the jump from PS3 to PS4 graphics was nowhere near the insane, like, compared to PS2 to PS3. It says Miller also suggested that the next gen could look to greatly expand multiplayer. Imagine 10,000 or 100,000 people live in a game world. This would usher in event gaming like we've never seen before. Do you know what? This brings me to something else I've been saying for like years. I told myself that I will live to be old enough to see a GTA game where you can literally go around the whole world. Like, the whole world. I don't know if it will be exactly to scale because, I mean, that's a big feat. I mean, it's a fucking huge world. But, like, every country, like, you can fly to places, you can sail to places, fucking take a Titanic from, where did the Titanic go from? From Southampton to New York. The point is, you'd be able to do anything. Like, if I was in this real, like, life-size or Earth kind of size GTA, I could go from like China to Ghana or whatever, like on a plane, and like sit on the flight and watch TV on the, like, it would be like the real world. Obviously the scale wouldn't be accurate, but at least every country or every continent would be represented, and you could go there, and that would be like the biggest GTA game ever. Obviously, like a map that actually encompasses the world, because nowadays games, like, the maps are huge, it's usually the same shit, and it's not, you know, a whole country, let alone a whole world. So I'm like 23, if I have to wait 50 years to get this GTA game, or whoever makes this game, I'll wait. But I want to live to see something like that. And with what he's saying now, obviously it's not going to happen in PS5 generation, but the fact that he's talking about 10,000 or 100,000 people in a game world, I'm just thinking, if this worldwide GTA happens, you would have like a character and he would be in that world. Imagine if it was like always on. So like I connect to the game and say I have my character, and before I quit the game I have to make sure my character is like in his house asleep with the doors locked, so that someone can't come in and kill me while I'm not playing the game, because I'm safe in my house. I mean, I guess they can still break in if it's like a real world, but at least, you know, when you go to bed at night, you know that you've locked your doors so you can sleep peacefully. You don't sleep with the door open. So for that online GTA, it would be something like that. Now obviously I'm talking about some PS10, PS20 shit if consoles are still around by then, but you gotta let a man dream. Come on, it's your boy. So he elaborates, he says, you could literally have a major band playing on stage, motion capped live, and attended by 100,000 people who buy tickets to be in the audience. And if the band sells 1 million tickets, you have them playing 10 different outdoor venues around the world, and fans get to buy tickets to whichever venue they want. So yeah, this is just one developer giving his side of the story. Obviously other developers could just focus on making games that are 4K 20 FPS like the other consoles, but I don't know. And obviously we already know Sony are skipping E3, so either that means they're not announcing the PS5 next year, or they're doing their own event and announcing the PS5 next year. And if they announce it next year summer, I don't know how long before it will be available. Maybe it will be the end of 2019, so I'll be a 6-year run for the PS4, which is shorter than 7th gen, but 7th gen was fucking long. Like, we went from being pre-teens at the start of 7th gen to full-grown adults by the start of 8th gen. Like, I mean, for me at least, 2005, I was 10 when I was hearing about 360 and looking at the Mad World Gears of War trailer, like, and then by the time the generation ended, I was like in uni, like 7th gen was like my life, literally, and my dad never bought me a 360. But the point is, I look forward to seeing what PS5 and all that holds. On to the next piece of information. Crash Team Racing is getting a remake. I mean, this is only good news, right? It's amazing to think that they're gonna remake the game and then not put it on PC, not put it on. Why? I hate this scummy practice of like, here's a game that we're not gonna put on PC and make you buy it on consoles just so you can wait a year, and then they'll put it on PC and then you have to buy it again. They did it with Crash Insane Trilogy. You got us once, we knew it was coming to PC, you got us the first time. Why are you making us do it again? Just put it on PC. This greed, I hate this greed. But onto the game itself, it looks good. I'm looking at the footage now. I never actually played Crash Team Racing growing up, but I went in on that Crash Nitro kart though. That shit was on iOS, but I never really played Crash Team Racing. But I saw a lot of footage of it because I heard about the game for years, and it looks nice. And the remake also looks pretty beautiful. You can see that they've really, obviously, there's a lot of creative decisions they had to make, because the old game, there was a lot of visual background things that weren't there before. So obviously they had to add things creatively, and you could tell they've done a really good job with it. I will say though that and this goes for the Insane Trilogy as well, the original games had a certain amount of like lushness in the color that I feel like was lost in the remake. Like, the remake still looks good, but there's like some vibrancy in the original colors that I feel like was lost in the remake, and I'm seeing that here as well. So it still looks really good, and you can tell that they've bumped up everything, but I wish that the colors were a bit more lush. I feel like there's a little bit of a generic look to it, but as long as it plays well and it's got online, like, I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got a little article here from Android Central. What are you doing to talk about Crash? Like, does Crash come to Android? I don't know. But it says everything you need to know. Developers Beenox are working on Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, and those are the same people that worked on COD Modern Warfare Remastered. Okay, but I don't think that's the same people that worked on Insane Trilogy though. That was someone else. Yeah, that was Developed by Vicarious Vision. I remember the intro. Yeah, like, you can't skip that, can you? You have to hear it all the time. Actually, maybe you can. I don't know. It says here the team's main goal was authenticity for the gameplay, so we should expect a similar experience to the original. Back in '99, Crash Team Racing featured 5 game modes: Adventure, Time Trial, Arcade, Versus, and Battle. Wait, what would be the difference between Adventure and Arcade? I haven't played the original, remember. But it says they'll be making a return, with one inclusion being online multiplayer, of course, important in 2018. Playing scripts. He says playing split screen is a lot of fun, but racing online is awesome, yeah? And it still has split screen available, so yeah. It says it will retain its traditional kart racing feel, crates are making a return, and there's even going to be new karts and tracks, but they're not revealing everything just yet. Now, I haven't played the original, so I'm not going to know which ones are the new ones right now. I'll probably play the original. Actually, let me know if you want to see that on the channel. I'll probably do a playthrough of Crash Team Racing, and that way I'll be able to compare it to the remake when that comes out, if I get it, because I don't know if I should just wait for the PC version, but then I'll feel left out for a year, then I have to get it on console anyway. You see, I hate this. Alright, graphics, they're saying it'll hit at least 1080p on consoles. 4K is a possibility, but not confirmed. PS4 Pro was running Crash Insane at 4K 30, right? So this should be able to hit at least 1080 60 or 1440p 60 that PS4 Pro will checkerboard and call it 4K, but it's not really 4K. As for design and aesthetic, it will be brimming with personality, both from an environmental and character standpoint. Fans will see this attention to detail shine through every part of the game, from the camera work to the characters' quirky animations to the lush environments you're racing in. Yeah, so if you look at these two images right here, like, obviously the remake looks amazing, like the backdrops have been recreated completely, like it's a whole different thing. But look at the lush orange of Crash. Look at the ground, like the vibrancy in the color. And maybe it's unrealistic, maybe that's why it's less lush in the newer version, but it still looks good. I'm just saying, a bit, like, they just turn up the vibrancy like 5%, I feel like it'll be perfect. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information we got right now on that, and I look forward to playing it in June 2019 or June 2020 when they announce it for PC. I don't know. And for the final piece of news, SouljaBoy has dropped a console and handheld. It says SouljaGame console and handheld are here, and he's linked to an article like, this is the official SouljaBoy Twitter. I've seen people reporting this, calling him a one-hit wonder. That is not true. Crank that. Soldier Girl, Bird Walk, Turn My Swag On, Kiss Me Through the Phone. Don't even call SouljaBoy a one-hit wonder. Dude has got yeah, bitch, yeah. Like, this dude has got hits. Don't even act like you want bumping, throw some D's on that bitch. Just on my report. Like, no. Don't be calling SouljaBoy one-hit wonder. I swear, you people, it's not a one-hit wonder. But he's been irrelevant for like a decade still, but he's not one-hit wonder. Point is, SouljaBoy has launched a website called SouljaWatch.com, and he's selling a bunch of Soulja products. So we got an Apple Watch looking thing called SouljaWatch, SouljaGame handheld, Soulja Pods, SouljaGame codes, Soulja headphones, wireless Bluetooth. Look, we gotta respect a nigga on his grind. We gotta respect this. Like, come on. This guy hasn't made a hit in like a decade, and he's somehow still grinding. I gotta respect. Will he get sued by Nintendo? Probably, because if you look at these Soulja consoles, look what it says here. 800 built-in games. Now, yeah, you know SouljaBoy ain't got 800 official games on the system. It's just a system made by some company called Anbernic, and then SouljaBoy's added his name to it. I don't know if he's got a deal with them or he just bought it from them. You know, Chinese companies, I don't even know if it's Chinese. I'm sorry, Chinese people. You know, these companies just be making things and send them to China because they got looser copyright laws. You know there's gonna be some emulated shit on there. Look, GBA, Sega, which Sega? I don't know, I'm guessing Genesis, NES, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, Master System, ultra large capacity, max to 32 gigabytes. And it's got AV out, you know, AV out. Taking it back to the early 2000s though, like shit. Like, look at this, the DualShock looking controller with A, B, C, D. Oh, SouljaBoy. Let's check out the handheld. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a nice looking handheld. Like, as people who are fans of a ton of old systems, a handheld emulation device is important, but there's a company named GPD that work on way better like emulation devices than what this thing probably is. I don't know how good the emulation is. Some people are already making reviews. Oh, the handheld's got 3,000 games. So the main console has only got 800. Wow, and it's sold out. Oof. I know people bought it for the memes, but still. People have literally bought it to make YouTube reviews, and you can see the interface is so fucking basic, like. But I guess, you know, if you're in the need of an emulation device, I mean, can you really go wrong with the SouljaGame console? I mean, I guess it's pretty expensive. You could probably get an emulation device for way cheaper than that. You could get like handheld emulation devices for cheap as fuck, like under 50 bucks, or just use your phone. I don't know, Soulja Boy. Look, I respect the hustle. I really do. But you know that like these random companies making emulation devices with built-in games, like, you know, like built-in games, they usually get away with it because they're like some dodgy random companies. But you're Soulja Boy. Like, I know I'm saying that as if it means something, but I remember Crank That. You don't understand. Like, that was the first video I ever watched on YouTube. Like, you would think that just the fact that Soulja Boy is doing it, companies are gonna be like, what the fuck? Soulja Boy? What's next? Drake gonna do one? Like someone's gonna have to sue him. Someone's gonna have to put him in his place and say, I know you people are flying on the radar making emulation devices, but Soulja Boy, you can't do that. Like, regular people walk in the street, but you can't be like Soulja Boy and walk in this. Okay. The point is, I don't know if there's any Nintendo games on there, but with 800 on this and 3,000 on the handheld, there probably is. And if there is, we'll see Nintendo hit Soulja Boy with the cease desist. That was a lame pun. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this REMulous roundup. Let me know what you guys think about the information in this video, which it's not all confirmed shit. There's like rumors and stuff, so it's not, when I say information, I mean like stuff that I talked about. Let me know what you think about all that stuff and what else you want to see me cover for REMulous roundup. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. You already know what it is. Also, thank you for 1,000 subscribers on the channel. 10K by the end of 2019. We're coming, boys. We are coming, boys. But what's my outro again? It's your boy, REMulous, PREMulous. I can't even round up the REMulous roundup. I'm sorry. And I'm out.